Terminator, Dark Fate. Is it a dark fate? It is indeed for John Connor, who gets killed in the first 15 minutes. But most of you already knew that, and that's why you hate this movie. I do not hate this movie. So, besides John Connor getting killed in the first 15 minutes, then we move on to Mexico City in the year 2020, where we meet Grace, a woman who falls from a bridge naked. Apparently, though Skynet is not the evil in this movie, time travel rules are still the same. She gets found by two Mexicans and beats up some cops. Then we meet Danny, the woman who Grace is sworn to protect, who gets her brother to go to work with her. And then the Terminator goes to her father, who then he impersonates at her job to kill Danny. But don't worry, Grace is there and saves them, but does not say, "Come with me if you want to live." Which is too bad, because that is said in every single Terminator movie. It is like a slogan for the Terminator movies. Come with me if you want to live. I say to people on the street all the time, and they immediately start crying. So then we get an action scene which ends with Sarah Connor making an appearance, played by, of course, Linda Hamilton, shooting a Terminator, and her car getting stolen by Grace and Danny, who then proceed to rob a pharmacy. Because what else do you have to do but rob a pharmacy? They're so easy to rob in Mexico. At least that's what it seems from this movie. Then Sarah Connor catches up with them, and they go to a hotel where Grace is passed out, and Sarah Connor is giving her meds, though she doesn't know the dosage, so surprisingly Grace doesn't die. And then we all get introduced to each other. And in the future that happens now, Legion is the big enemy, and John Connor is still dead. And we have to go to Laredo, Texas. Now, I'm sad to say these people are going to Texas, because in Texas, Sarah Connor would be killed for her crimes. Danny would be killed for being a Mexican, and Grace would be killed for beating up the cops. Because that's how the Texas justice system works. Just kill them all and let God sort them out. Whether they're guilty, innocent, or just a little off. So they meet up with Danny's uncle, who gets them across the border, but the Terminator is there and calls them in and says they're part of the Sinaloa cartel, so they get arrested. So we get an extended action scene as part of the Border Patrol base, and Sarah, Grace, and Danny escape via helicopter and make it to the coordinates in Laredo, Texas. And we find the Terminator, played by, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's the one person Texas wouldn't execute because he's a rich white Republican. And he welcomes them and shows them his gun collection and says, "We have to get an EMP," which they then get, and then proceed to steal a plane, which the EMP gets shot up. So then they decide, how are we going to fight this thing? Well, the thing is coming after their plane and destroys their plane, at which point Grace, Sarah, and Danny escape on a Humvee, whose parachute does not slow the Humvee down enough, and it crashes into a dam. And the plane and Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator crash into the water and start fighting. Well, Grace decides, after Arnold Schwarzenegger is defeated in the water, to just cut their losses and cut the Humvee loose. And Humvee goes in the water. Grace goes in the water with the Terminator. And so then eventually Sarah and Danny escape from the water after tangling Terminator up with a parachute. And they all meet at the dam, where they face off in one final battle, where Danny uses Grace's power source to defeat the Terminator, and Arnold Schwarzenegger drags him in the bottom of the thing, drags him in the bottom of the dam, and says, "For John," which is how he ended every one of Sarah Connor's texts, where he told her that Terminators would be for John, though he was the one who killed John. This movie, I don't think, is too bad. It's got some good action scenes. It took the franchise in a new direction. It killed that little bastard Edward Furlong in the first 10 minutes. And it's got some good female action stars in it. Female butt kickers. Female butt kickers are good things. So I actually like this movie. I know I'm going to get hate for that, but I actually like this movie. It's on Paramount Plus. Go watch it. Now, if you want to continue watching my videos after this week, they will be on my new channel, which is at Steve W. Sanders 84. I think that's the right thing. I don't know. It's in the description. It's in the description. And now here's a word from our sponsor.